Hi guys, welcome back to Unsolved with Barb. Today I found a case of an 11-year-old boy named Cassius who was killed by his biological grandmother. Uh, just such a devastating news. It seems a lot of cases now are just about abuse, and it's kind of sickening. So we're just gonna go into it. I just found it, like I said, today. I was looking at something else and I found this heading. It happened, I do believe, on the 31st of January. So Grandma has been charged along with her husband. So we'll just let me show a couple clips, and we'll go in from there if we can. I'm not looking at chat right now when my screen is sharing, just to let you know. All right, so let's start there, I guess. I hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. This week seems to be a little slow for myself. I don't know about the rest of you, but all right. So I wanted to start off with, I do believe it's this one. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I can pull up my phone and see if I can connect to chat with that. Okay. All right. So I can now see chat. Oh, maybe not. Yep, I can see chat now. Okay. Like I said, I just found out about this case, and I thought I'd share it because I haven't heard of anybody else discussing it. And every case I feel needs to be brought to light. So
everyone was very concerned. Even when I got employed here, I was told, we believe those kids are being abused. And this was years ago.
Good evening. Our big story tonight, the unthinkable in the heart of Scottsdale. An 11-year-old boy is dead tonight. And as hard as it is to fathom, as hard as it might be to fathom this, the grandmother and her husband are behind bars, accused of killing him. All of it happening at an extended stay hotel near Scottsdale and Osborne, where the child was found unresponsive and not breathing.
Team 12's Adriana Loya joins us from that hotel where police still have the area blocked off. And Adriana, you spoke to a woman who used to work at the hotel who says that she had raised concerns about the welfare of the child in the past. Yes, that's correct. That ex-employee said that the grandmother, the husband, and two children had been staying at this hotel room for the last 3 years. And throughout that time, red flags were raised, causing her to call the Arizona Department of Child Safety twice. Now, she wishes she could have done more.
It was just very odd. Something was off.
Those who were supposed to care for an 11-year-old little boy,
I'd seen them out here with some, will work for food signs.
now behind bars, accused of killing him.
It was very clear that there was something wrong.
51-year-old Stephanie Mary Davis and her husband, 33-year-old Thomas James Desharnais, facing first-degree murder and child abuse charges.
They're just pulling all this stuff out, and it's tragic.
Scottsdale police responding to this extended stay hotel near Scottsdale and Osborne Road Sunday for a report of an unresponsive child. The 11-year-old boy was found not breathing. He was taken to a hospital where he died. Police say he had significant injuries. Another child also found in the hotel room.
I would hear banging, like abuse, like someone being thrown up against the wall. I would hear whimpering in the bathtub.
Neighbors say they reported abuse to hotel staff.
They did not behave like children should be behaving. They were never out playing ball. They were never running around. They were always very controlled in the room. It was sad.
Courtney Lodge says she worked at the hotel's front desk in 2020. After meeting the family, she says she called Arizona DCS twice.
The little boys were always wearing a hat with sunglasses. They were very scared.
Police say they were called for a different incident involving the same family in the past. Detectives removed several boxes of possible evidence from the hotel, including some mattresses.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to those poor little boys, but I'll say it and I'll say it always, when you get that feeling that something's not right, and there was something not right. So when I got that text last night, it was devastating.
And it sounds like you try to help.
Yeah, I tried. Absolutely.
Now, police say Davis is the biological grandmother of both children. She is now being held on a $3.5 million cash bond. The other child is now in the state's custody. Live in Scottsdale, Adriana Loya, 12 News.
Right, new this
Wow.
morning, we have a message for you. Always wear your seatbelt. This morning.
So that is disheartening, to say the least, that a biological grandmother could do that to her grandbabies. Oh. All right, so there is some more clips that I wanted to share. Like I said, I just found out about this case myself. Excuse me. And I just wanted to let, thank you, Jessica and Brandon. Welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you here before. So we're just going to go into another, this one's from the Daily Beast. I'm just going to play the audio. It's about 24 minutes long. It just saves my voice as well. So I'll just play it here.
Grandmother, hubby turn on each other after boy's horrific motel death. By Justin Rorlick. Chaotic mess. It's terrible that it had to come to this, a relative told the Daily Beast after charges were filed in 11-year-old Chaska Davis Smith's death. An Arizona grandmother,
Almost sounds like Evils Exist videos, but it's not.
whose family says has been causing chaos and mayhem for years, is facing first-degree murder charges over the death of her 11-year-old grandson in a bathtub last Sunday. Stephanie Marie Davis, 51, and her husband Thomas James Desharnais, 33, are charged with killing Chaska Davis Smith at a Scottsdale hotel where the pair had been living, according to a Scottsdale Police Department probable cause statement obtained by the Daily Beast. Among other things, police found a shock collar for animals in the room but no pets, the court documents say. Davis, who also goes by the name Stephanie Fasthorse, was granted custody of Chaska and his 9-year-old half-brother in 2015, the filing states. This came as a surprise to Davis's relatives, who said Davis's biological kids had already been taken away from her long ago. She lost her...
Oh, wait a minute. So Grandma lost her kids years ago, and then somehow she got custody of the grandkids? How does that happen? I mean, I know people, but still. All right, let's continue
her own 4
on.
children when she was in her 20s. They went into the custody of our father. Davis's brother Terry told the Daily Beast on Wednesday from his home in Minnesota. She got married for a while, and her husband died on her. Then she met this younger gentleman who worked with our brother, and that's her husband now, he said, referring to Desharnais. We tried to tell him that she's not very stable. You've got to be very mindful, very careful, around her. Davis's family didn't think the 2 boys were still under her care until this happened. Terry Davis, a 49-year-old county employee, continued, explaining that he and his siblings kind of distanced ourselves from their sister after she disappeared and later resurfaced in Arizona. It didn't make any sense why the county gave her custody of these kids.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very chaotic mess, he said, claiming that Davis, whom he described as having endured frequent bouts of homelessness, once moved into a family friend's vacation cabin and refused to leave until the homeowner went to court. She has a long history of chronic lying. She makes it look like she's done nothing wrong. She's done that her entire life. Davis's latest troubles began at around 4:45 p.m. on January 30th, when she called 911 to report that her grandson had been found not breathing and unresponsive in the bathtub, according to the probable cause statement. Chaska's biological father is unknown, and his biological mother is considered a suspect in a homicide, according to the report, which
Good
says
Lord.
the mom's whereabouts are also unknown. The 9-year-old half-brother's father is currently in prison out of state for child molestation, it says. The individuals
Wow.
in this family are well known to SPD officers who have contacted them on multiple occasions as the family members were panhandled.
All right, sorry. So we have Stephanie here on the left. We have her daughter, who is the biological mother of the 2 boys. And she is, from what I thought he said, is wanted on another murder. And the 9-year-old boy's father is in jail for child molestation. Wow. Why? Sorry, I just get frustrated when I read or hear things that end up like this. Like, it's disgusting. Come on, people. You know she had a bad history. The parents were had a bad history. Why would you give them to the grandmother? My good Lord. What judge ordered that? I'm sorry, I just get frustrated.
In the vicinity of the Extended Stay America Hotel where they have reportedly resided
Wow.
since 2019. The report continues, adding that neither child was enrolled in school. When officers arrived, they found Davis performing CPR on Chaska, who was lying naked on the floor between the bathroom and the kitchenette, it states. Chaska repeatedly stated that the male child had been hurting himself all day. Emergency personnel on scene noted a contusion injury to the left side of Chaska's forehead and a laceration injury to his penis, it says, noting that Chaska's 9-year-old half-brother had also been living in the hotel room with them and had facial injuries that included bruising around his eyes. First responders removed a half-liter of water from Chaska's body as they scrambled, unsuccessfully, to save the child's life. He was pronounced dead at 6 p.m. by medical staff at Scottsdale's Honor Health Osborne Trauma Center. The half-brother, who has not been publicly identified, is now in foster care, according to the Arizona Department of Child Safety. Davis tried to explain her grandson's condition by saying he had struck himself in the forehead with a wrench, and that he had also cut himself at his penis with a paring knife, while the family was watching TV earlier that day, the probable cause statement says. She told police that she then hid the wrench so that the child could not get it once again, after which she heard exclamations of, "Ow, ow, ow," coming from the bathroom. Davis said she discovered the paring knife in a wastebasket, so she washed it off in the sink. Neither Davis nor Desharnais sought any manner of medical attention for Chaska, according to the filing. About 20 minutes later, the boy wanted tubby time, the document states. After drawing a bath, Davis first said she left Chaska alone in the tub for 15 minutes, later telling the same officer that she had only been gone for 60 seconds. Upon returning to the bathroom, Stephanie reportedly found Chaska lying on his side with his face above the waterline of the water-filled tub, according to the filing. Davis then drained the tub and began doing CPR, she told police. Desharnais told cops he had been in and out all day running errands to a nearby Walgreens, but was present in hotel room number 130 during the incident, according to the report. However, he told investigators a far different version of events than Davis.
Yes, those poor kids. I agree. Why'd you, let me hear. Okay, can't do it away from here. Sasa Brenda says, those poor kids, why do some people have children and abuse and kill them? So many that they love to take care of them. People like that shouldn't be allowed to have kids. I totally agree. Especially when the grandmother here lost custody of her 4 kids in her 20s. Now, I know she's in her 50s now, but Jesus Christ, come on.
Over the past few months, Davis had become more physically and verbally abusive toward the boys, according to Desharnais. Stephanie had called both the children numerous cruel and hurtful statements like, worthless piece of crap, lower than a piece of dirt. You're a dog, the report explains. Davis also began physically assaulting the children, said Desharnais, who told investigators he thought Davis was behaving this way in order to retaliate against the children's mother who was part of her son's death. She also starved Chaska for days on end, according to Desharnais, who claimed he would occasionally sneak the child food. Desharnais alleged he had in the past witnessed Davis strike both boys with a metal ratchet, causing deep lacerations and bruising. She used a pair of needle nose pliers.
Why didn't he stop her? My question.
to pinch and bend the children's fingers backwards and struck them in the head with a wooden broom handle, he said. Although he knew that what Davis was doing was illegal, Desharnais told cops he never tried to intervene and never reported the assaults to authorities, the probable cause statement says. On Sunday, Desharnais said he arrived at the hotel room at about 3:15 p.m. and heard what he thought was an animal whimpering, the filing states. In fact, he said, it was Davis allegedly assaulting Chaska in the bathroom. Desharnais told police that Davis had hit the boy in the head with the metal ratchet at least 3 times, then instructed him to clean up his own blood from the floor. Desharnais also informed investigators that Davis had used a knife to cut a portion of skin off the shaft of Chaska's penis after becoming upset about his bedwetting problem.
Oh my God.
Because he suffered from multiple wounds that frequently bled, Davis forced Chaska to sleep in the bathtub approximately 4 days a week, so that he doesn't get blood all over the room, the probable cause filing states. The next day, investigators searched the hotel room. They discovered blood.
Okay, I'm going to say here, I'm sorry guys, I didn't realize it was going to be such a trigger warning, but this is very graphic, very detailed right now, so it is a trigger warning. I'm sorry, but okay.
Blood in the bathtub, a socket wrench hidden under a bloody mattress, a broomstick outside the bathroom, and a pair of needle nose pliers above the refrigerator, the filing says. Cops also found a trash bag containing what appeared to be human hair and an animal shock collar, yet no pets, according to the filing.
My God.
In a preliminary report dated February 1st, the Arizona Department of Child Safety said it had investigated reports of abuse by Davis and Desharnais 3 times over a 7-month period in 2017, but closed each one as unsubstantiated. One former hotel employee told local NBC affiliate KPNX that she was responsible for at least 2 of the calls, saying it was very clear there was something wrong. Another close relative, who did not want to be identified publicly, told the Daily Beast that the alleged abuse from Stephanie to her own children had a negative impact on all of their lives. Years after the 4 kids were taken away from her, Davis tried to reconnect with them, each time ending in a disaster, the relative said. The relative, who now lives abroad, said the family is devastated at the loss of Chaska, and is now working closely with detectives and state officials to ensure Chaska's half-brother's safety. I have been waiting for years to see my nephews, said the relative. I hope soon we can reunite with Chaska's brother now that Stephanie is out of the picture for good. This time is so difficult for us. I haven't heard a word about those boys for years, then was just shocked learning of Chaska's death. I am losing sleep thinking what could have been done differently to save those boys. At a court appearance on Tuesday, Davis decried the evidence against her as literally just circumstantial, arguing that those kids were always taken care of. She told the judge that Desharnais felt like he was being coerced. Davis's bond was set at $3.5 million. The judge ordered her not to have contact with any minors. Desharnais' bond was set at $1.5 million. A court-appointed lawyer will be assigned to both. It's terrible that it had to come to this, Terry Davis told the Daily Beast. Look at what she's done her entire life, all the chaos she's caused, all the mayhem, all the damage she's done. Finally, this could be the time for her to pay for her crimes. Kristen Stewart over Lady Gaga? The 15 biggest Oscar nomination shockers.
Oh, hang on,
it never
guys.
fails to surprise that the Academy, which boasts...
Oh, that was about... Okay. So, this grandmother is horrible, horrific, abusive, doesn't... it sickens me. Now, I just wanted to see something because, I don't know why they were talking about Lady Gaga. Unless it's an ad, maybe. It dumped, and to cut skin off his penis, and, because he had a bedwetting. All right, so it says in a preliminary report dated February 1st, the Arizona Department of Child Safety said it had investigated reports of abuse by Davis and Desharnais 3 times over a 7-month period in 2017, but closed each one as unsubstantiated. Oh. Wow. So maybe this other sorry guys, it bothers me quite a bit when you hear of a parent, a grandparent do this. Now the where is it? This one here. This one here. She's in court. Let's see if I can.
Good evening, ma'am. Can you state your name and date of birth, please? Stephanie Marie Davis. Do I have an attorney for the state here?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. John Schneider for the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, appearing via Teams.
All right, thank you, sir. I'm going to go through and give her the charges as well as her court dates and my bond inclination, and then I will let you
How can anyone
make any statements you'd like to make, okay?
Agree.
All right, ma'am, you're here on the new Superior Court case for 1 count of murder in the first degree, a Class 1 felony, and 2 counts of child vulnerable adult abuse, a Class 2 felony. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You'll have a status conference on February 7th at 10:30 and a preliminary hearing on February 9th at 10:30. At this point, ma'am, I'm inclined to impose a cash-only bond for you in the amount of $3,500,000. If you do bond out, you'll be released to pretrial services supervision and fitted with an electronic monitoring device. I'm indicating in my order that you're not to contact the alleged victim in any way, and you're not to have any contact with minors. Counsel for the state, do you have anything?
Thank you, Judge. The state is in agreement with Your Honor's bond. Pursuant to 133967, there are multiple factors that weigh in favor of such a bond. The nature and circumstances of the offense are frankly horrific, involving allegations of torture of children over a prolonged period of time, multiple victims, these extremely serious crimes. This defendant poses a danger to the community. She has ties to Minnesota, very little ties to Arizona, have not been residing in our state for longer than approximately 18 months. Defendant Desharnais essentially confessed and gave a detailed outline of the evidence against both defendants. So we ask that Your Honor impose the distinctive $3.5 million cash bond. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
All right, ma'am, do you have any questions for me?
Yes. Okay. Did you already see my husband already today?
No, I have not.
Okay. Him and I did speak earlier, and can we get the same attorney?
No.
I am not.
The evidence that the city of Scottsdale has is literally just circumstantial evidence, and those kids were always taken care of.
Bullshit!
You know,
Sorry.
You do not have an attorney present.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to
So I want to
scream that
remind
out.
you that everything you say is being recorded, and as you just heard, there is a member from the county attorney's office online and listening. So be careful of what you say. I'm going to let you speak to me, but I want you to recognize that, okay?
Because anything you say will be held against
Get
you.
the same lawyer, or do we have to have?
I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. It's going to be up to the trial court. I doubt if you will have the same attorney, but I'm going to let your trial judge make that determination.
And can I talk to my husband?
No.
I don't know if you'll be in any vicinity where you'll be able to speak with your husband.
husband's to flip
I doubt
on you.
if you will be able to.
Okay. As I said, I spoke to him, and he explained to me that he felt like he was being coerced and forced because they literally wouldn't give up on him. And they were making him say things that he didn't want to. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, so I did appoint an attorney to represent you. So when you speak with your attorney, you make sure you talk to your attorney about the concerns that you have. All right? And I will make sure, I will be sure to tell your husband the same thing.
Wow. Peter bought it by those boys. Those boys got everything. Yeah, okay, lady. Sorry, I just get. All right, what else we got here? Now, I'm not sure if this is the one. If this is the one. I think this is the one. Sorry, guys. Please bear with me.
After the death of an 11-year-old boy in Scottsdale this week, we are uncovering a reported history of abuse within that Valley family. As advocates say, more should have been done to protect the child. This is where we begin tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Whitney Clark.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Dillingham. We just have horrific new details this evening about a Valley grandmother and her husband accused of torturing their grandsons. They're accused of starving and abusing the two boys, and now the 11-year-old is dead. He was found unresponsive in a hotel bathroom in Scottsdale. The other boy is in protective custody. And we're now learning more about a long history of reported abuse in this family. Emma Lockhart, is live for us this evening. Emma, what did you uncover?
Well, your heart just breaks hearing about this alleged abuse, and it dates back years. DCS says it investigated this family 3 separate times back in 2017. And the advocates say this is all too common with a lot of these cases falling through the cracks. Take a listen. Tonight, a long history of abuse detailing horrific allegations of starvation and torture. A woman and her husband accused of killing 11-year-old Chaska Davis Smith.
Ma'am, you're here on the new Superior Court case for 1 count of murder in the first degree.
His grandmother, Stephanie Davis, and Thomas James Desharnais, now behind bars on murder and child abuse charges, appearing for the first time in court today. Court documents detail disturbing abuse allegations that date back 5 years.
About 75% of the children who die in our state every year are just like this little boy. They are known to the system. Calls went in, investigators went out, and they died anyway.
Chaska was found unresponsive in a bathtub just before 5 Sunday evening. First responders noticed he and his 9-year-old half-brother were covered with cuts and bruises. Davis telling detectives the boy hurt himself. Meanwhile, her husband says she became more physically and verbally abusive to the boys in recent months, starving them for days and using a metal ratchet to cause lacerations.
When we hear these stories, it just makes us double down on the work that we do because we know these deaths can be prevented.
Darcy Olson is the CEO of Gen Justice, a local group that advocates for child abuse victims. She says in this case, more should have been done to protect the victims.
We have to hold the system accountable. We have to do it until it happens. This little boy deserves it, and so do all the other children we've lost.
According to court documents, Chaska's school reported an injury back in 2017. Arizona DCS confirming there were 3 separate investigations that year, with reports alleging the 11-year-old had bruises and scratches on his head and face. But DCS investigators could not substantiate the claims of abuse, and those cases were dropped.
Does the system need more money? Do we need more people on the hotline calls? Do we need more police? We don't know the answer, and we won't know the answers until they do these investigations and then share that information with the public.
And while some cases fall through the cracks, advocates say you should always report any possible abuse, even if you aren't 100% sure. Right there on the bottom of your screen, we have the Arizona Child Abuse Hotline. We also have it online at azfamily.com. Live in Scottsdale.
Oh, that's just, it breaks my heart to have to listen to that, but this is what we're into. True crime. Let me see if I can, let me just stop my screen for a quick second. So what do you guys think? Like, besides being pure evil, and grandmother should be put to death, in my opinion. Yeah, there should be no bond. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. If our laws were like back in the day, these two wouldn't be on Earth. Exactly. Then maybe all the evil would stop. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know why they're even bonding her out. Now, I don't know much about her husband, but like, he's guilty just by not reporting anything, in my opinion. Okay, let's see what this one is. Sorry, guys, I just gotta unmute myself a minute while I have my copying spell. I hate this time of year. Excuse me. All right. Let me see if this will give. I don't know if we've seen this one yet. Let me share my screen. Pause that. Yeah, I was looking up something for another case that I was following, and this was on the side of the as an ad or like an advertisement type thing. Yeah, he's just as guilty. I agree. All right. Did I share my screen? Good Lord, I can't remember. There we go. Okay.
Learning of years of warning signs before the tragic death of an 11-year-old boy.
And tonight we're hearing from the Arizona Department of Child Safety after that child was found unresponsive at an extended stay hotel in Scottsdale. ABC 15's Christine Stanwood getting new information from DCS surrounding the 11-year-old's grandmother, Stephanie Davis.
Davis remains in jail with her husband on first-degree murder and child abuse charges. DCS says they received a report regarding her 11-year-old grandchild who was taken to the hospital unresponsive January 30th and later died. DCS says the boy had multiple non-accidental injuries. According to DCS, his brother was removed and placed in foster care. DCS revealing 3 prior reports involving their grandmother, Stephanie Davis, and her husband, Thomas Desharnais. August 31st, 2017, DCS got a report Desharnais allegedly picked up a child and threw him down. The report alleged the child had discoloration on his forehead. The family moving out of state during the investigation. DCS did not find evidence to support the allegations, and the case was closed. Then on May 15th, 2017, DCS got a report about Stephanie Davis, Thomas Desharnais, and another adult physically abusing one of the children. The report alleged one child had deep purple and red bruising under his right eye. DCS, though, did not find evidence to support the allegations. No services were offered to the family, but community resources were given. That case was closed. Finally, on March 22nd, 2017, DCS got another report of physical abuse of the now deceased 11-year-old by his grandmother, Stephanie Davis. He had a bruise behind his ear and a scratch to his face. DCS didn't find evidence to support the allegations. Again, this case was closed. We spoke to CASA advocates yesterday who said that...
Okay, well, DCF, or Child Protective Services, need to be held accountable for this as well. If they had seen children, like they said, with bruises and cuts on their face or body part, how can that be unfounded? I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
Said they made several calls, but nothing was done until it was too late.
About 2 weeks ago, and they both gave me a hug. When you know something's wrong, don't please speak out. And something was definitely wrong. These little boys were being very abused, and it was very evident. And calls were made by multiple people, and nothing was done.
51-year-old Stephanie Davis and her husband, 33-year-old Thomas Desharnais, are in jail. Both are charged with 1 count of first-degree homicide and 2 counts of child abuse, both making initial court appearances today. Davis telling police she did not, quote, touch a hair on those boys. However, Desharnais telling police he witnessed Davis hitting and torturing the boys, but did not intervene, call police, or DCS. Reporting in Phoenix, Christine Stanwood, ABC 15, Arizona.
But for
Wow.
learning of years of warning signs before the tragic death of an 11-year-old boy.
And tonight.
All right. Now, I wanted to see if I could find, what was his name? Thomas James. What's his last name? His last name is Desharnais. Let's see if we can find his court, bond court. Okay. Let me see. Sorry, guys. All right. Let me just share my screen. Thank you for sticking with me. What boils my blood is CPS leaves kids terrible homes. Yeah, I agree. But he take many who are very loved and cared for. I agree with that too. Totally agree. Parents that are actually abusing their children, they let children stay. But the ones that are middle class or even low poverty level, who love their kids and do everything for them, and CPS has called on them, they end up going to court and fighting for their kids. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, God. I mean, I'm in Canada, and it's no different here, but we don't get, we don't have the access to that information. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay, let me see. Oh, I was going to share my screen. Like, I would like to get my hands on the whole, now, mind me, this could be just a repeat of a news
And
clip.
on a
I'm not
story
sure.
we have been covering all day, an investigation after a child was found dead in a hotel in Scottsdale.
Police responding to a medical call at an extended stay hotel near Scottsdale and Osborne, where an 11-year-old boy was found unresponsive.
ABC 15's Ashley Peretta is live tonight. And Ashley, you just got an update on the suspects.
Yes, I did. Scottsdale police telling us tonight that boy's grandmother and her husband are both behind bars in connection to his death, along with child abuse. But although arrests have been made, officers still out here investigating. You can still see the crime scene tape up, and they're also guarding the area tonight. An active crime scene lasting more than 24 hours as Scottsdale police continue investigating the death of an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. You know, it's a child, and no child should have to go through something like that.
Officers arriving Sunday evening to an extended stay near Scottsdale Road in Osborne, where they discovered a child unresponsive and not breathing, later dying at the hospital. Officers arresting 2 people in connection to his death. The child's grandmother, 51-year-old Stephanie Davis, and her husband, 33-year-old Thomas Desharnais, a shock to those staying at the same hotel.
I'm a grandmother, so I can't imagine either one of my grandkids, something happening to them. I'm very protective of them.
Courtney Leahy, a CASA advocate, speaking with ABC 15, telling us she's been responding to the hotel for a year with multiple calls to the Department of Child Services regarding the children involved.
Very distressed.
Okay, if there was multiple calls put in regarding the children, why wasn't anything done? Really? Like,
What happened here? I'm very sad for this little boy, and he does have a brother too. They were in a very serious situation. It was abuse.
Detectives saying that other child was also under the grandmother's care, placing him in the custody of DCS
For now, the signs of abuse were there. The children were wearing sunglasses all the time and hats down over their eyes.
That was Ashley Paredes reporting some new.
All right, what else is this one here?
But first to 5, one child is dead, at least one person in jail tonight.
Scottsdale police.
Something else. I wanted to find the court, like how they did with the grandmother. Let's gotta find it. Sorry, guys. Let me go here. Well, I'm gonna definitely gonna keep an eye on this, and I want to see if I can get the court documents. I'm gonna have to reach out to somebody and see how to do that. It sickens me, and how somebody could be like that to their own blood. So I guess I'm going to end it here. Prayers go out to any family members and to the remaining little brother, 9-year-old brother. I pray that he is safe and will keep safe from being harmed again. Thank you for those who were with me and stayed along. So I guess we'll end it here unless you guys have any questions. Yeah, I've seen that too. CPS will falsify information. So I do know that, which is sad. Like, I don't know. But there's been a lot of cases that you're going over, and it's all CPS cases that have failed. Like, I know funding may be short and stuff, but that doesn't mean you stop doing your job. You got to follow through. And, you know, my daughter is 18, and she's going to college for social service work. And God bless her soul. Like I told her, I said, if this is your career path, then you need to be able to follow through, and not let this happen. Like, whether what part of social services she goes into, I don't know, but I'm just saying, it's only her first year. So anyhow, guys, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you on my next live, whenever that may be. So I guess we'll end it here. I want you guys to stay safe, hug and kiss your loved ones, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.